and welcome back to our show covering England. It's a big one. It is a massive, massive game in the quarterfinals of the Qatar World Cup. England v France. It's huge. It's massive. It's a massive challenge for England. I feel like the group stage went well. The opposition went up a gear in Senegal, and England were really, really good, to be fair. We were able to dismantle Senegal in the first half, and then they rang the changes, Senegal, at the start of the second half, and it just wasn't enough to get them back inside the game. Bellingham was fantastic. England looked really good. And now is the big one, the big test, the test that many England fans will say, let's see what we're all about. Let's see what Southgate's all about. Can we get the win to get into the World Cup semi-finals? If we do, then I would say I 110% believe that England can do something at this World Cup. But like I say, I've still got my reservations. I'm still holding back a little bit on can we win this World Cup, because it's a tough test. And for England to beat France, this would be Southgate's biggest ever victory over any nation in his managerial career, because it's a big test, and he's coming up against a really good tactician in Didier Deschamps. So let's see how we do, and let's see if we can deliver, and let's see if some of the narratives of what England fans would say about England and Southgate, let's see whether this can change, because I'm really looking forward to it, and it is going to be a big test. So France, current world champions, you don't really need to say too much about them. They're a really good footballing side. Are they beatable? Can England beat France? 110%. If we get everything right, starting with formation and starting with personnel. If England are bold, brave, take risks, tactically make key substitutions at the right times, change things in game, I feel like England can get something from this game. Are France the France of when they won the World Cup? No, they're not. I don't personally think France are as good as when they won the World Cup. I think that you can get at France. I think there's areas in this team that show weakness, but they have a certain player in their side who is absolutely world class in Kylian Mbappe. So let's have a little look at how France have been setting up. So they've been predominantly starting games with a 4-2-3-1, with a front four of Dembele, Griezmann, and Mbappe, and Olivier Giroud. I've been really impressed with Rabiot this tournament. I think he's had a really good tournament. Out wide, I feel like you can get at the left back and the right back. I feel like that's a weakness in the French side. I feel like if we can attack those down those flanks, we've got a really good chance of getting some joy. They are pretty strong in central defence, but on that left-hand side, this is where they are strong with Kylian Mbappe. Dembele's been doing okay. He's been having a decent tournament. Griezmann, pretty much the same. And Giroud has been, finding the net. He's silky. He's smooth. He's got a great touch. He's got brilliant hold-up play. And he can really help support Mbappe, Dembele and Griezmann as well. Their average positions, as you can see, we've got Mbappe in this number 10 here. Number 10 is Mbappe. And everything else is pretty solid. As you can see, they are top end in their own half. So that shows that they've been pretty dominant against all the sides that they've came up against. But we'll get into how I feel like we can beat France when we do the predicted lineups. Kylian Mbappe's World Cup so far, SOFA score of 7.85. Predominantly heavy down that left-hand side. That's the area in which he plays. And as you can see, heavily red inside the 18-yard box on that left-hand side as well. He's played 4 games. He started 3. He scored 5 goals in this World Cup with 2 assists. Accuracy per game of his passing 82% and his own half 100%. He's averaging a goal every 59 minutes in this World Cup, which is just massive. Goals per game 1.3, shots per game 5.3, shots on target per game 2.5. Massive threat. And then his assists, we've got 2 assists, accuracy 82%, accuracy in his own half 100%, in the opposition half 73% passing accuracy. So, touches per game 60. He's absolutely lit up this World Cup, and he's playing fantastically well. When you think about players and you get excited about players and sometimes they disappoint, this is not the case with Mbappe. He's took this Qatar World Cup by storm, and he looks absolutely world class. So as we move on to England, who have I been really impressed by? Jude Bellingham. For England to have any joy in this game, I feel like Bellingham needs to have a blockbuster performance. His SOFA score rating so far is 7.43. He has looked tremendous for England. He's got 1 assist so far. He's averaging 71 touches per game. Key passes per game, 1.3. Passing accuracy, 93%. In his own half, 96%. Opposition half, 87%. Accuracy on his long balls, 92%. Accuracy on chipped passes, 86%. Jude Bellingham, what a player. What a player and what a World Cup. So if we can get to the final, I've no doubt he will win the young player of this World Cup, because he has been absolutely fantastic and he has been a joy to watch. And I've really enjoyed watching Bellingham at this World Cup. So how can England set up against France? Well, let's have a look at it. I spoke about how I want England to be bold and I want England to be brave. This starts with Southgate's lineup. Now, how do England win this game? For me, it's playing with the 4-2-3-1, 4-3-3, whatever way you want to look at it. This is the best approach for England to be proactive and win something from this game. If England go 5 at the back, then I think this spells negative vibes. It spells that we are worried about Kylian Mbappe, and I just don't like the look of that formation. If we go with sort of the 5 at the back, with you sort of saying that this area is going to be Maguire, Stones, Walker, Trent, I'm not having it. I'm not having that vibe of having to double up and have this shape here of how we're going to deal with Kylian Mbappe. For me, it has to be 4-2-3-1. So we'll have a look at what I think we're going to go with. So for me, it's going to be Maguire and Stones. These two have to have a really strong game as well for England to get anything from this game. We've seen Mbappe's pace. We've seen Giroud's hold-up. We've seen runners through the channels for France. And everything has to be a really big collective. I've spoke about on live streams that when I listened to an interview with St. Maxim, who he said the toughest defender he's came up against is Kyle Walker. So I feel like the one right back in this World Cup who can deal with Kylian Mbappe would be Kyle Walker. I think Kyle Walker is great 1v1. He's got a great turn of pace. Defensively, he's really strong. And it's going to be important that whoever plays in this position here helps support Kyle Walker. So in the double pivot, we are going to go with Declan Rice and Jude Bellingham. I think the two have played fantastically well in this tournament, and it's important that again, they both have a really good game. So I'm going to go on the right-hand side. I'm going to go with Saka. I think that can offer us a great strength as well in pace to enable us to double up on Mbappe as well. Walker can tuck inside a little bit, and then you can sort of have Bukayo Saka helping out as well. But then he poses a massive threat going forward because he's had an absolutely fantastic World Cup so far for England. Phil Foden, as I said in my reaction in the watch along, is starting to tick over now. We're starting to see the best of Phil Foden. I think he can be a massive strength for England as well. And I'm going to go with Jordan Henderson as well. I think I'm starting to see why he's in this side. He's looking strong. He presses really well. And then we're going to go with Harry Kane up front as well. So, how are England going to deal and cope with Kylian Mbappe? He's one of those players that if you try and mark him out of the game for 90 minutes, it is near on impossible to do so. He is that good. He finds space. He could just get on the end of anything, and he poses a really, good threat. So we have to do our best to, like I say, double up on him. And it's looking, it's hoping that, we can do enough to sort of stifle him and keep him out of the game. One area which England will be very have a strong eye on is that when Mbappe goes forward, he very rarely tracks back. So Bukayo Saka has a massive role in finding space in behind Mbappe and having a 1v1 v Hernandez. That is an area in which I feel like England will have a lot of joy. Another area in which I feel like England will have a lot of joy is in the lack of French press. I feel like England will have majority of the ball in this game, and it's down to England to dictate the play, dictate where the ball goes to, dictate the shape of the France side, and stifle them from getting quick fire counter attacks. I think the lack of French press will help England, and if England can bring on a press as well, it can really stop France from progressing up the football pitch quickly. Poland had a little bit of joy against France, and I feel like England can get a lot of joy in this game as well if we really press. But like I've said, it's about England being bold. It's about us being brave. It's about us taking risks. So I feel like England have got a really good chance in this game. And I'm tipping England to win this game. I think England can win this game 2-1, and I think it will be a momentous victory in the history of English football moving forward into the semi-finals. The draw has opened up with France going out, with Spain going out as well. So it looks like potential semi-finals would be Portugal or Morocco. So the draw has opened up as well a little bit for England, although Portugal looked really good as well. But England have got to bring the A game. We've got to just take it to them, take it to this France side, and hopefully we can come out of the game. Let me know your thoughts. Do you think England can get something from this game? What are your score predictions? I'm going with a 2-1 England win. Come on, England. We've got a live watch along on Saturday evening as well for this game, starting at 6:45. So join us for the game. It's going to be a big one. It's going to be a nervy one. I'll be nervous before the game for sure. But thank you, everybody that's been watching and supporting the channel. Up the England, and let's hope we can get the win.